Hey everybody, my name is Jen, the Caffeinated Crafter. Today is Thursday, April the 17th, 2025, and welcome to my Flosstube channel. If you see my hair blowing in the breeze, I have my fan on. If you hear background noises, it's either the cats or my kids. I have my kids tonight, got them a day early. They promised to be quiet so I could film, and I'm trying to be quiet because I feel weird doing this while they're here. So I hope that I'm loud enough. And Gracie, hi Gracie. And Gracie was wanting to come in, so. Say hi Gracie. Hello. Hi. Is Gracie leaving? She's fine. Don't listen to the crying. We have a lot to go over today. Before we go over my whips, somebody had commented asking me about the floss situation that I was kind of starting to convert to. I responded to your comment last night, said I was going to address it. I don't remember your name. Sorry. Whoopsies. Okay, so what I am transitioning to are floss drops, basically. I got the drops themselves on Amazon. They're just wooden floss drops. And what I'm doing is I like longer lengths. Now, I will say, and I got these on Amazon too. Yeah, I got these on Amazon too, and I'm just writing the number on here. Now, I like longer lengths. This is a bit long for me, but I'm gonna make it work. So I haven't quite, as you can see, there's hardly any on here, but what I'm planning on doing is having like every section, like under 100, the 200s, 300s, like these are all, not all of the 500s I own. These are the ones that I've put onto floss drops. These are the 600s I've put onto floss drops. And some of these have just one skein on them, and some of them have multiple, like 611 has probably 3 or 4 skeins of floss on here, because I was just doing everything that I had. So, I'm not going to use these because if you're doing one strand, one of these will be way too long, right? So what I plan on doing, I haven't quite converted because I still have a full master set over here on bobbins that I'm working my way through. And so what I plan on doing is I'm actually going to end up probably having, I don't know if I'm going to do 2 like 606, have 2 606s on here, one for this right here, and then a second one for like if I stitch and then I have like leftovers, or if I pull a length but I don't need the entire length because I'm using one strand, so I'm going to cut it and then put the excess on the extra on the second 606. I haven't done that yet. I haven't even started using these yet really because I have all the floss in the in my other master set that's on bobbins right now. But this is what I plan on doing. I've used it a couple times for some colors that I knew that I had on here, and I knew I was gonna need like a long piece because it was gonna be like a lot of stitches. Seems to work out, so that's what I'm doing for right now. So like I said, it's just floss drops. I mean, everybody sells them. You can get them with numbers printed on them. You can get them blank. Like this is what they look like without anything written on them. And then I'm just writing the DMC number on it. I didn't want to get anything crazy expensive because I'm not 100% certain I'm gonna like this system. I was just looking for something different. So that's that. Okay, let's look at my board. And I have the box that the subscriber sent me, but I'm not going to show it today because I got the boys and I'm trying to get through this as quick as possible because they were like, we won't play video. So I got them, okay, so I got my kids a day early because they have no school tomorrow, and so their dad was going to bring them tomorrow morning after I left work. And I was like, well, I got to go to the store tonight to get you food because I don't have any food for you to eat. I have food for myself, but not for them, right? Because I was going to go shopping tomorrow. And so they were like, well, my older one was like, FaceTime me when Mr. Whiskers, hey baby. He was like, FaceTime me when you get to the store so I can help you pick out food. And I was like, all right, fine. And then he was like, well, can you just come get us a day early? And I was like, no, I got to film. And he was like, no, we'll be quiet, we promise. So they said no video games until I'm done. So it's Mr. Whiskers. My boy, he hasn't made an appearance in a hot minute, huh? My baby. Oh, look at him. Okay. Moving on. So anyway. I really hope that I am speaking loud enough. I know sometimes I can sound like I'm shouting, but I really hope I'm talking loud enough for you. Okay, so here's my board. I did not get a lot of stitching done on a couple projects. We'll go over that later. I did get a lot done on this one. You know why I got a lot done on that one? Because I finished it. I got to finish. And this one, I needed 449 stitches to get my goal. And I did 450. I met my goal. 2 things to cross off the big board. Yay! Yay! Okay. All right, so. I feel so flustered. Okay, so first up, let me show you my finish. So exciting. Okay, so my finish this week was Grinch Gnome and Company. This is from Maya Stitch on Etsy. And I don't need to show you the mock-up because it's done. I did this with the Call for DMC 2/2 on a 28 count white Monaco. And here we go. There it is. Look at that. Isn't that cute? I did 1,526 stitches. That is cross stitches and back stitches. Isn't that adorable? So cute. So cute. So this is the area that I worked at. She's adorable. Yay! Super, super cute. So that is from Maya Stitch. That's M-I-Y-A Stitch on Etsy. So that one is done. Off my plate. And since I'm filming this before I see my mom, I can take it to my mom's on Sunday so she can FFO it for me somehow. I don't tell her usually how I want stuff. I just kind of, if I have an idea, I let her know and she'll do it. But otherwise, I just let her do her thing. Okay, next up, let's do my full coverage goal. So my full coverage focus this week was, almost said Sweet Shop. And this is a retired chart from Pain Free Crafts. Artwork is by Steve Crisp. I may start increasing my volume as I get a little bit more comfortable having my kids here. Although the bonus is that if I can get through this Flosstube without having to stop and yell at them for being noisy, I might be able to actually do my whip parade on, like, while they're here. Later on, like not now. Yeah, so that'd be cool. Okay, so anyway, Sweet Shop. This is a retired chart from Pain Free Crafts. Artwork is by Steve Crisp. And that is what it's going to look like when it's done. I'm in the upper left-hand corner. And it is 650 by 469. I have no idea how many colors it's going to be. But this was my full coverage focus to 1%. And I needed 449 stitches to get to the 1%. I did 450 to make it a nice even number for myself. Sorry. There we go. Okay. So I did 450 stitches, converting it into a diagonal. And I didn't really do the 2 diagonal thing because I didn't really have that many stitches to do. So I didn't bother. I just was trying to get, oh no, I did convert it to two diagonals. 2 diagonals. But I now have 3,050 stitches completed out of 304,850. I am at 1.00%. So this is going to be put away until my plans next year. So I don't foresee any reason why this would be coming out again this year. So, okay. So my goal completed. Let's go ahead and move on to, let's do the Monopoly pieces real quick. So I do not remember which ones these were for. We're just going to talk about them. Okay, so one of my Monopoly pieces, I might remember. This might be for the dog. I think the dog purchased this one. Lighthouse Merriment. I just don't remember exactly what property it was for. I could look real quick, but I don't feel like it. So, yeah, I will look real quick. It's right here. Lighthouse Merriment, States Avenue. I believe that was the dog that purchased it. This is a charted by Charting Creations. Artwork is by Nikki Bohm. Bohm. I say Bohm. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And it is 425 by 352. It has 99 colors. I needed to do 400 stitches to purchase this. I am doing it. Did I tell you Sweet Shop is 1/1 full cross on I think it's a 28 count easy count Lugana. Okay. Lighthouse Merriment 1/1 full cross. This might be a 32 count easy count Lugana. And I did decide to go ahead and convert it into a diagonal. And I believe I'm doing 2 diagonals on this one. I've been trying to do 2 diagonals when I can because I like having a bigger hunk of stuff done. So see the dark stitches right here? Those are actually, that's the very, very, very tippity top of a tree coming in. So I'm starting to get into some stuff. So that pretty sure that's the top of a tree. So that's cool. I now have 2,850 stitches done out of 149,600. I am at 1.91%. All right. And then the other Monopoly piece was for, no, that was for the penguin. I don't know which one it was for. The other Monopoly piece is Mr. Cardinal. This was for, what is that? Pacific, North Carolina. So I think this, I don't know what they were for. It doesn't matter. Mr. Cardinal. It's charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Dempsey Essick. It is 190 by 317 and it has 86 colors, and that is what it's going to look like when it's done. And I needed 400 stitches to purchase the Monopoly property, which I did. I really, really hope that I am loud enough. It makes me nervous when I'm talking this low. I'm like, man, I hope people can hear me. Because I don't use a microphone. I just use my phone's microphone. And usually it's not an issue. Anyway, I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on, this might be it's either a 28 or 32 count, easy count Lugana. My fabric is folded, so this will fit, don't worry. But I did 400 stitches. I am converting this into 2 diagonals, and that is where I'm at with it. So I am now sitting at 1,805 stitches completed out of 60,230. I am at 3.00%. Not gonna lie, this took me a couple days to get through. I was having, I was riding the struggle bus with this piece for a minute because it's very, very confetti heavy in like the leaf and the berries and stuff, and so I was like getting a little frustrated, but then I started finally getting my groove, and yeah, I'm good now, I think. So it also, I think it also didn't help that I was like, I'm trying to convert it into a diagonal, and so I had like a lot of ninja stitches all over the place where I was like avoiding them. I wouldn't really say ninja stitches because I think only one of them had like a stitch. The rest of them had multiple stitches. They were just spread out everywhere. But I think I'm good. I think I'm good now. One more look because it looks good. There we go. So there's that. So there's my Monopoly. So we'll do a new round of Monopoly today. Okay, next up is going to be my new start for the week. New start rotation, really. It's not really a new start. I already started it. This is Snape's Library. This is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, Snape's Library. This is an image from the Digital Artwork Company. It is 800 by 800. It has 112 colors. I did this as a start along with Leanne from Small Town Stitches and a few other people. I don't know who the other people are. I just knew Leanne. I knew Leanne was doing it. I think Yoshi is doing the library as well. But I feel like he hasn't filmed in forever because he's been busy with work. I started Snape's Library, and Leanne is actually restarting Snape's Library. She finally got her fabric in, so that's fun. Okay. I'm doing this 1/1 full cross on a 28 count easy count Lugana, and I did an upper left hand corner start, and I did convert this into, okay, so it's not going to look like it. Let me just show you what I did. I got 500 stitches done. So it has a lot of 939. It has, well, let me tell you this part. I am now sitting at 600 stitches completed. I did 500 this week. I'm sitting at 600 stitches completed out of 640,000. I am at 0.09%. Okay, so I am converting it. I don't have the bottom part of this diagonal done because of where my thread, like you see this thread is dangling here. When I picked this up, my thread was dangling down here, and so when I did this part of the diagonal, I was up at the top, so I was like, well, let me just go ahead and do this. So this will be 2 diagonals wide, and I'll just fill in this little 55 stitch part of this diagonal when I get down there. But this is actually other colors coming in besides 939. I mean, obviously they're not in there yet, but that's where they're gonna go. So that's super exciting. This has a lot of 939. It has remaining 231,324 stitches of 939. To put that in perspective, Honeymoon Sunset has, spoiler alert, okay, Honeymoon Sunset has 237,000 and change. So we're going to put that into perspective in a few minutes of how much 939 there really is. So lots of 939. I need to get a cone open. Okay, Next up is going to be my non-full coverage rotation piece. This is Coffee Gnome by cutebordery.com. Now, this is one of the projects that hardly got any stitches on it. I don't know what my deal is. I like the piece. It's very cute. So I'm holding it back here because this is the pattern. I don't have a mock-up. This is what it's gonna look like when it's done, and it's so freaking cute. I love it. But every time I pull it out to work on it, I don't know if it's just the timing, because I had one less day than I normally do to work on stuff, and so I was trying to squeeze everything in because I like finished Grinch Gnome, which took up the day that I would normally work on Honeymoon Sunset. But like this was like, I don't know. I just, yeah, I don't know. I'm doing it with the Call for DMC, 2 strands full cross on a 14 count Aida and like some kind of pale chocolate milk color. Picked up at Joann's when they used to be open. And this is where I'm at with it now. I only got 200 stitches. I worked up in the hat. I only got 200 stitches on it. So what's fun is, I don't know if you can see it. I can see it because I know it's there. This here and this up here are going to be coffee beans once they're filled in and backstitched. She's got 2 coffee beans on her hat. Hang on, I'll show you again. Maybe I won't. Maybe you don't get to see it. Maybe you really don't. Where did my paper go? That's not it. Where did my paper go? Yeah, I literally just had it. I guess you don't get to see it because I don't know where. Oh, there it is. See? Right there. Isn't that cute? So, but yeah, the past couple of times I've pulled this out, I think I've been pulling this poor piece in the off weeks where I don't have as much time to stitch on it. Although I feel like if I didn't try to finish Grinch Gnome and I would have just worked on it like I normally was doing, I would have had more time to work on other stuff. But I was really determined to get that thing done. Okay, next up is going to be my Whip of Shame. This is the other piece that didn't get a lot of stitches, and I will tell you why. I mathed it out. I don't think I'm that far behind though. I think I'm still good. This is my Whip of Shame for this month. This is Once Upon a Time by Jan Lin. It's a platinum collection kit that I bought 5,000 years ago. And that is what it's going to look like when it's done. Okay, so I'm doing it with, I can't even really say I'm doing it with what came in the kit because there was stuff missing out of it. I don't know if I accidentally threw it away when I was younger or what, but I've had to pull some stuff, some DMC from my stash, and I am going to have to get like a metallic and a blending filament and some beads to finish it off. So anyway, this is where I'm at with it now. I did 328 stitches on it this week. I know, I'm supposed to do 100 a day. Why didn't you do 100 a day, Jen? Well, I was stitching away, but I mean, I did get like, you know, this done, I think, and I filled in some of the sky here. Like this is actually the edge of the page of the working copy. This is the edge of that part. I don't know if this is going to get covered. That's ink. I don't know if, I don't know if that's going to get covered with stitches or not. We'll have to kind of wait it out and see because the sky kind of goes like that. Anyway, I'm stitching away, right, on the border. And I'm like getting this filled in. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get some of this border done. And I'm like getting this color worked in because I like filled it in all over here. And then I started coming across and I realized that this stitch didn't line up. It wasn't matching where it should be. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I started backtracking because I was like, well, no, this is right. I was like, no, this whole color is off, but it's correct from this. And I was like, oh no. And then I'm like looking, and apparently I put in, because what I did was I filled this in, right? And then I worked this out and did this little block right here, and then I worked this up and over, right? And apparently I put one too many columns right there. There's only supposed to be 5 stitches from this edge to this block, and I did 6, which means that this entire thing is over 1 too many stitches. So I got mad. It's the project's fault. I swear to God. So it's the project's fault that I did the border over 1 too many, because there are threads missing from the project. So it's all the project's fault. So yeah, I kind of set it aside, and I didn't do all week stitches. But I'll pick it back up, and I'll just ignore the border for now. That's a future gen problem to figure out. My son is in here watching me and being weird. Can you put that on my desk since you're here? Please be quiet. Okay. Let me see. Is that everything? I know I still have to show Honeymoon Sunset. Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure that was my last one. Okay, so last one. Honeymoon Sunset. Oh, it's my focus piece to get to 50% by the end of the year. This is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Abraham Hunter. It is 869 by 649. It has 133 colors. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. And so I said last week, I was like, oh yeah, I'm hoping I can get halfway up the lighthouse this week when I stitch on it, because of how far I had gotten that week. Here's where I worked. So I got 1,000 stitches on it. I'm a very poor judge of how far 1,000 stitches will go. I mean, technically I did get halfway up the lighthouse because there's stitches all the way out to here, which is halfway up the lighthouse. So I guess I did get to where I said I was going to. The house is almost done. I got some stitches in the window and then in the framing work right here. So that'll get completed this week, and I'll get these, you know, the little bit of the trees and stuff right there, and then start working on the lighthouse. So I got 1,000 stitches. I am now sitting at 237,914 stitches completed out of 563,981. I am at 42.18%. Okay. So here's the whole thing. Okay, so what I was saying earlier about Snape's library, take away about 6,000 of these stitches. So like maybe what, down here, right? That's how many stitches are of 939 in Snape's library. Like everything that I've done on here minus 6,000 stitches. That's how many are of that one color in Snape's library. That's gonna be a lot. So here's the tree from hell. That frickin' palm tree. Palm trees. And in the bottom corner, everyone loves seeing it. Not that corner per se, just the whole thing. And then here's the sailboat coming in, and bottom corners stitching like last year. And then here's the area that I'm working on. Let me get that out of the way so you can see the house. It looks so good. Doesn't that look good, Peyton? Doesn't that look good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks great. Okay, so. Okay, so let's talk real quick. We got to update my boards, but I wanted to tell you what is going to be replacing Grinch Gnome. It's not what I'm going to be working on this week. I'm doing one of the gingerbread one, which I'll show when I go over my whips for next week. But the one I'm going to replace Grinch Gnome with is going to be I'm going to go back to the Calendar Girls series. We're going to do October. So I'll be doing it with the called for DMC on the 32 count Legacy Lugana by Picture This Plus. 2/2. My mom has been doing, like fully finishing the ones that I've given her so far. So I'll be able to give her February when, or does she already have it? I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, my mom's been fully finishing them for me and they look really cute so far. Oh no, I think she has February. Okay. So there's that. And then the replacement piece. You guys were voting to replace Sweet Shop. You had a choice of Christmas Shops and Day to Night Africa. Day to Night Africa had 30 votes. It was close. Day to Night Africa had 30 votes and Christmas Shops had 33. So I will be pulling out Christmas Shops to work on. I'll work on that this week. It is going to need, it will not have the gold done this week. It needs, where did it go? It needs 3,170 stitches to get to 1%, so that goal will not be done this week. There's no way in hell, because it's a full cross. So let's update the boards. Okay, so on this board here, we are going to update I almost pinched my hand. Okay, Grinch Gnome. I had 3,708 stitches. I am adding the 1,526. So we are going to now be at, oh no. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now we are going to be at 5,234 and I never took Gingerbread Train off of there. And we are going to be done. Let's go ahead and update this. Let's take Gingerbread Train off. I knew I was forgetting something when I was doing this the other day. And I'm replacing that with Gingerbread Carousel. Okay. There we go, Gingerbread Carousel. All right, and then another one we have to update on here is Snape's Library. I was at 100, I am adding 500, so we are now at 600. And the goal is dropping from 2,900 down to 2,400. My other son is cooking something that smells really good. And then the last one we have to update is Once Upon a Time. I had 985 stitches. I am adding 328. So we are going from whatever that number was, to 1,314. And the goal is dropping from 2,015 down to down to 1,657. So I am, what's today, the 17th? I think I'm only like a half a day behind, so that's not too bad. And see, this is why I like going over on days when I can, because of times like this where I fuck something up and I get pissed off and toss it aside for a couple days. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to update is the Monopoly board. Lighthouse Merriment was for States Avenue. I had 200. I am adding 400 to that, so we're going from 200 to 600. And the goal is dropping from 3,800 down to 3,400. And then Mr. Cardinal for North Carolina, I had 200. I am adding 400 to it. So we're going to 600. And the goal is dropping from 3,800 down to 3,400. So there's that board. Hey, let's be useful. Keep that away over by my desk. Please don't be noisy. And then the next board we're going to update is my focus board. So for Sweet Shop, I needed 449 stitches to get my goal. I did 450. So my goal is now done. Yay! And then Coffee Gnome, I had 500. I'm adding 200 to that, so that is going to 700. And my goal is dropping from 3,500 down to 3,300. And then, let me see, new starts, Snape's Library was on the other board. Honeymoon Sunset, I had 25,003 stitches. I'm adding 1,000 to that, so we are now going to be at 26,003. And my goal is dropping from 45,077 down to 44,077. Right? Where'd it go? 77. And my percent completed is increasing from 42.01% to 42.18%. Thank you. Okay, so there's that. Next up, where is my Blue's Clues marker? Here it is. Okay. All right. Let's bust out the finishes board. I have 8 so far this year. We're going to be adding another one to it. Grinch Gnome and Company. Woo! Yay! That is exciting. I can't believe I've had 9 finishes since my whip parade in December. And we're in April. That's fabulous. Okay, so let's bust out this board. Okay. All right. What do I have to cross off of here again? Oh, okay. So one of them is Sweet Shop, the one I just added last week, and we are going to replace it with Christmas Shops. I don't know if it's shop or shop. We're gonna do, because that sounds fancier. And then the other one I have to cross off is Grinch Gnome and Company, which is over here. I got it. Grinch Gnome and Company. I'm telling you, by the end of the year, this is going to be like a government paper released to the public. Redacted stuff everywhere. And we're going to replace that with Calendar Girls October. Yay! Okay. All right, so now what we're going to do is pull up my Tiny Decisions wheel because we have some stuff we have to select. Whip of Shame for May. Okay. Okay, so we are going to select 2 for the Whip of Shame. I refuse to pay for a Tiny Decisions wheel in order for me to edit and without having to like retype this stuff in there. It wants me to pay for the app. So if I select something and it is not eligible to be voted for, then we're just going to select again. No big deal. First one up that you can vote on for May, Irish Blessing. Then the second one that you can vote for, and I'll pull these out and show them when I come back. Frederick. Oh, this will be interesting. I'm curious. I feel like it's going to be neck and neck with those. I really do. Okay. Let me see. So my new start for the week is going to, there's only one. We're just hitting the button just because. Let It Snowman. That'll be the one I work on this week. And then my non-full coverage, we have 2 to pick from. So my non-full coverage for the week is going to be Year of Gnomes June. My full coverage focus will be Christmas shops. 1, 2, 3. I'm missing something. Oh, my finish. My finish will be Calendar Girls. No. Gingerbread Smalls Carousel. Oh, I'm not showing my whips yet. What am I doing? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so those are the ones I had. So we're going to cut to around a Monopoly, and then I'm going to come back and show what I'm going to work on. And yeah, so, and what you guys get to vote on for Whip of Shame. Be right back. Okay, so this is round 13 of Monopoly, and as I was making sure everything was set up, I realized that I'd completely had the pieces wrong for who was doing what. The duck was for States Avenue, which I don't even freaking remember what piece that was, and the Pacific Avenue was for the penguin. I did the cat and the dog last week. Anyway, all right, so the cat is currently on Pennsylvania, right here. Everybody is now purchasing properties. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? Where was I at? North Carolina? No. Cat should have been up here in North Carolina. Oh my God. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, catch and raise. Okay. All right. So now we are at the dog, who is currently on go. So now the dog can purchase properties for the first time. So that's exciting. What's he going to get to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think Oriental might be owned. Oriental, he gets to pay rent. Fabulous. He doesn't even get to buy anything yet. So the penguin owns Oriental. So he is going to be paying rent. And because the penguin owns more than 6 properties, the rent increased for all of the Penguins properties from 200 to 300. So I'll be doing 300 stitches on the oriental piece. Okay, the duck is over here on States Avenue. We'll move that, like right there. 6. How does 6s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. New York. And New York Avenue is not currently owned, so we are going to be, the duck is going to be purchasing New York Avenue. That's only 5 properties it owns those, so it's not gonna increase its rent yet. I'm excited about that one. I really like that whip. Okay, and then the last one is going to be, oopsies, the duck, or the penguin over here on Pacific. No. Yes. 10. Okay. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so, oh, Catching Rays is going to have a lot of stitches over the next 2 weeks. All right, so the penguin passed go and then landed on Mediterranean. And the penguin owns Mediterranean, so we're going to do 100 stitches on the Mediterranean property because he owns it. So we're just going to do 100 stitches. So yeah, there's round 13. I'll have all the stuff in the description down below, and let's go see what we're going to be working on. Okay, so the whip of shame for the month of May. You have the two things that you're going to pick from. First one up is going to be Irish Blessing. This is a kit from Artiste from Color Design Studio. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. So it doesn't look like a lot, but this entire section here is stitched in there, and I do not have any of that done. I don't have any of the border done. I have that. That is all I have. That is all I have. So I don't know how much 3,000 stitches, well, actually it would be 3,100. It would be 3,100 because May has 31 days. So, but yeah. So Irish Blessing. It's a 14 count white Aida. I'm using everything that came in the kit. And then the other one, if you have been with me any length of time, you will know this one. This one is Frederick. It is still available through Dimensions, I believe. When I got him, it was Creative Accents. It's the cat in the books, sleeping in the books. I'm doing everything that came in the kit. It's a 14 count black Aida designed by Charles Wysocki. And this is my starting point with Frederick. This was my, you know what? This was actually my original whip of shame when I started doing this, which was last May. So this would kind of be a 1 year, if he wins for May, this would be like a 1 year anniversary thing. That's my starting point. So you guys let me know in the comments down below if you want to see me work on Irish Blessing or if you want to see me work on Frederick as a whip of shame for the month of May. And voting will be up until the end of the month. Not next Flosstube, but the one after that, which will be in 2 weeks. So I will show it again next week. I'll show them again so that you can vote. So voting will actually end on the 30th of April because in 2 weeks will be May the 1st. So I will announce the winner at that point. Okay. I like them both, so I'd be okay with either one. It would be kind of cool if Frederick won because that he was my original Whip of Shame. And so it would kind of be like neat that, you know, 1 year later was when I worked on him again. And I'm nowhere closer than I was a year ago when I was done with the Whip of Shame. Okay, so let's do the Monopoly pieces first. Okay, so the cat. Okay. So the cat landed on go, and the penguin passed go. So my go piece, for landing on go, I have to do 400 stitches, and for passing go, I do 200 stitches. So my go piece is going to need 600 stitches, and that is Catching Rays. This is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is my 1,000,000 stitch project, so it's got a total of 1,080,000 stitches. My son is still in the room, and he's like, and I'll go over like threads and all that when I show it, after I've worked on it. This is my starting point with it. So I will continue working in the 2 diagonals right there. 2 diagonals. I gotta show you the meme. I created a meme for 2 diagonals. Okay, so I am starting off at 26,874 stitches completed out of 1,080,000. I am at 2.49%, and this will need 600 stitches. So like I said, it'll be all up in here. So this will probably be filled in a lot more. Hashtag team bedspread. Okay. Then, so that was for the cat and part of the penguin. The dog finally passed go after 13 rounds. And the first property it lands on, it has to pay rent. Poor guy can't catch a break. So, lands on Oriental, and the whip for that is Christmas Reindeer. This is a kit from MP Studio. It's a Russian company. That is what it's going to look like when it's done. And the rent, it's owned by the Penguin. Penguin's rent stitches have increased because it owns more than 6 properties. So rent will be 300 stitches. I'm using everything that came in the kit, and shush. That is my starting point. So the ear's almost done. The eye I stitched, I just gotta do around it. But that's my starting point. I'll probably continue working in this area right over here. Maybe, we'll see. And then the duck landed on New York Avenue, and it is going to be purchasing New York Avenue. For 600 stitches. I had a brain fart for a second, sorry. The duck is going to be purchasing New York Avenue. Purchase price has increased to 600 stitches. Real quick, let me show you my bag that this project is kept in because my mother made it. She did the stitching right there. It says I cannot count my day complete till needle, thread, and fabric meet. And she made the bag for me. I don't really show my bags a whole lot, but I'm very excited because New York Avenue, I haven't gotten to work on this in forever. New York Avenue is Coffee Break by Designworks. that is what it's going to look like when it's done. My old subscribers will know which project this is. Very exciting. And my fabric is folded up, but this is my starting point. So the three blocks here, those 3 are completely stitched and back stitched, and I'm currently working on the Turkish coffee. So I will continue to work on that for 600 stitches. Ah, it looks so good. I love this piece. It's so neat. Okay. And then the penguin passed go, so Catching Rays will get the 200 for passing go. And it landed on Mediterranean Avenue, which it owns. And so when they land on a property that they own, I'll do 100 stitches on that piece. And that piece is going to be another Design Works Christmas ABC. And so this one, this is the starting point for that. So the ornament and the poinsettia block are completed, and I am up here working on the icicle block, and this will get 100 stitches. Okay. All right, and then for my focus pieces, Honeymoon Sunset. We'll see how far I can get on that. My new full coverage focus to 1% is going to be Christmas shops. Okay, and that one is charted by the Cross Stitch Studio. Artwork is by Betsy Brown. This is 900 by 700, and this is, I got the full version. They do have crops where it's like that and that, I believe, but I wanted the whole thing. So that's what it's going to look like when it's done. This is my starting point. Darren from Dizzy Stitcher is stitching this as well, as is Andy the Crow Stitcher. So that is my starting point. I am starting off at 3,130 stitches completed out of 630,000. I am at 0.50%. By the way, Peyton, I think they can hear you when you're heavy breathing. Starting off at 0.50%, I need, what did I say, 3,170 stitches to get this to 1%. So this, and it's 1/1 full cross, so that will not hit 1% this week. And then my new start rotation piece is going to be Lettuce Snowman. This is by Stony Creek Collection, and that is what it's going to look like when it's done. It is a sea of white. Oh, hell. Where? Which way does this go? This way. I have my fabric folded up. No panic. That is my starting point with it. Okay, and then 2 more projects to show, and then I'll be done. All right, next up is my non-full coverage rotation. This is Year of Gnomes by Cross Stitch for Everyone. I got this on Etsy. I think now it's called Gnome a Month. Her Etsy shop, I think I said a few weeks ago that her Etsy shop was like, had gotten like, something happened to it, I think. But she got it taken care of. Her Etsy shop is back open, but I want to say she actually is, she's either working on a website or has a website. I think she's trying to transition off of Etsy once she gets all that straightened out. So anyway, I want to say this is called Gnome a Month now. When I got it, it was Year of Gnomes because it was a gnome every single month. The one I'm currently working on, he is June. That is what he's going to look like when he's done. And this is my starting point with him. So I am starting off at 1,370 stitches completed out of 4,672. I am at 29.32%. Basically, we're going to be watching this thing get done whenever it gets, like, work on getting completed, because by the time I get my 4,000 stitch goal on this, I will be 100 stitches shy of getting it finished, so I will just finish it off. So we'll see how much work I can get done on that. And then the final thing I need to show you, I'll work on Once Upon a Time as well. Final thing I need to show you is my focus on a finished rotation. I am going to be working on Gingerbread Smalls from 2022 by Twin Peak Primitives. That's all of them. I'm going to be working on the carousel. I gotta find it. Here it is. And that is my starting point with it. So we'll see how much work I can get done on that. Okay. I believe that's everything. So go ahead and vote for which one you want to see me work on in May for the Whip-a-Shame. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below. Easter is this weekend. I did not mention that at the beginning of the video. Easter is this weekend. So if you celebrate, I hope that you have a lovely Easter. I'm going to take the boys over to my mom's house. So, but yes, and if you don't celebrate, I hope you have a great Sunday. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Yeah, so I think that's it. So take care, happy stitching, get a lot of stitches in, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.